It's a proud privilege and honor to have the very special dignitaries. We have Executive Director of our board, Sri M. Vasan sir. Thank you very much, sir. Very good morning. We have the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Managing Director of r.p.s, Sri Praveen L. Agartala sir. We have Mr. Anil S. Kothmire sir, General Manager, Naibaidi. We have Mr. Sally and Production Commissioner of our board, and Mr. Ravin Bose, Co-Chair, CIA Tripura State Council, and Vice President, Mumbai Industries Private Limited. I welcome you all to this very special morning. This is the time for 7th Northeast Rubber Conclave and Exposition 2026. Let's start a journey from plantation to product, building a competitive rubber value chain in Northeast. It's our privilege to honor all the participants, the officials, the Rubber Grower Producer Society, industrialists, entrepreneurs, the officials, different stakeholders, and our friends from the media. I wish you all a very good morning, present state. Now, as a token of our love and gratitude, we are going to felicitate our distinguished guests on dais. We will start with we have a very special person, Mr. M. Vasan sir, IRS. He is the Executive Director of our board. Sir, it's a privilege. It's an honor to have you among us, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart that you have took the time to come here. Your presence increased the occasion. We have a very senior bureaucrat. He is Sri Praveen L. Agartala sir, IFS. He is the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and the Managing Director to Forest Development and Plantation Corporation. Thank you very much, sir. We are waiting to share your insights. We have Sri Anil S. Kothmire sir, General Manager, Naibaidi. Kothmire sir, thank you very much for being here. We have industrialists, we have entrepreneurs, and you know better than anyone else the role of our friends from banking sector. They provide finance, they provide investment, and they are very special. We have another very special person. We have Mr. Sally N., Joint Rubber Production Commissioner of our board. Sir, good morning and welcome. Mr. Sally N., Joint Rubber Production Commissioner of our board. And we have Mr. Ravin Bose, sir. He is Co-Chair, CIA Tripura State Council and Vice President, Mumbai Industries Private Limited. Bose, sir, thank you very much for being here. Thank you everyone. On behalf of Confederation Indian Industry, I welcome you all. It has been a long journey, more than 130 years. And this is a very special time when CAI has been working with government and society to enhance skill and competitiveness, focusing on manufacturing and sustainability. Today we are here to talk about sustainability. Let's hope for a greener tomorrow, for a better tomorrow, a stronger economy. Let's make it a Viksit Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. May I request Mr. Ravin Bose, Co-Chair, CIA Tripura State Council and Vice President, Mumbai Industries Private Limited, sir, would you please mind to come over the mic to offer the official welcome address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to extend a very warm and gracious welcome to all of you present here today in the CII Northeast Rubber Conclave and Exposition 2026 here in Agartala. At the outset, I deem it a great honor to extend my respectful greetings and a special welcome to Mr. Vasant Ageshan, IRS Executive Director, Rubber Board. Sir, your leadership has been instrumental in strengthening India's rubber ecosystem, particularly in expanding cultivation, enhancing productivity, and supporting farmer-centric initiatives in the Northeast. Your presence today adds immense value to this conclave. Sri Probin Agarwal, IFS Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, and also the Managing Director, Tripura Forest Development and Plantation Corporation Limited. Sir, your work in advancing the rubber root sector and promoting sustainable utilization of plantation resources is opening new avenues for value addition in Tripura. Your efforts in linking plantations to industry and creating opportunities in rubber wood-based enterprises are truly commendable. We are privileged to have you with us today. Mr. Anil S. Kutmare, General Manager, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. Sir, NABARD's continued support in strengthening rural livelihood and enabling access to finance for plantation sectors has been critical. Your perspective on investment and credit support will be highly valuable for the growth of the rubber sector in this region. We are also delighted to have Mr. Salian, Joint Rubber Production Commissioner, Rubber Board. I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished session chairs, eminent speakers, industry leaders, researchers, financial institutions, progressive entrepreneurs, and our farmer stakeholders who remain at the heart of this entire value chain. And a special welcome to my colleagues from the CII. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this conclave, from plantation to product, perfectly captures the direction in which the rubber sector in the Northeast must evolve. Tripura has already emerged as a strong base for natural rubber production. The next step is to build an integrated ecosystem that focuses on processing, manufacturing, and value-added industries, including the immense potential of rubber. CII has been actively working in this direction by focusing on three key areas: promoting sustainable and productive plantations practices, improved planting material, and awareness on climate resilience. Facilitating value addition within this region, including downstream rubber industries and rubber wood utilization to ensure higher income generation and local economic development, and enabling investments and industry linkage by positioning the Northeast as a promising destination supported by raw material availability and policy support. Friends, the opportunity before us is immense. With collective efforts, Tripura can emerge not just a leading producer, but as a comprehensive hub of rubber-based industries in India. I am confident that today's discussions will lead to meaningful insights, stronger collaboration, and actionable outcomes. Before I conclude, I extend my sincere thanks to all our partners and participants for being part of this important initiative. With these words, I once again extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you and wish the conclave a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. This was Mr. Ravin Bose, co-chair and Senior Tripura State Council and Vice President, Motha Industries Private Limited, with his opening remarks. Thank you very much, sir. As we all are focusing towards the economic growth of the state, of the country, and we know, so far this industrial growth is concerned, the finance, the investment plays a great role. And we have a very special deliberation, bankers' perspective on investments on rubber in Tripura. And who could be a better person to enlighten us than Mr. Anil S. Kotmire, General Manager, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Sir, would you please mind to come with the mic? We are waiting to be enriched from your insights. Bankers' perspective on investments on rubber in Tripura. Mr. Anil S. Kotmire, sir.
Thank you. Very warm good morning to all of you. On the dais, Sri Vasangesan sir, Sri Agarwal sir, राबिन बोस जी और सावी जी. सबसे पहले तो मैं I will be thanking CI for inviting me for this special session in the month of March. And being a banker, I think it's very difficult to handle this session at this hour. But given that, welcome and thank you anyway calling for this session. And I have been asked to put a banker's perspective on the investments of rubber in India. So again, we have our friends from SBI here. I was just talking to him. So how we can do it? Basically, last year also, some time back, I had said that the rubber financing is not happening from the banker's perspective, at least in Tripura, because we have at least 110,000 hectares of rubber in Tripura, I suppose, and then we produce about 8 to 10% of the rubber in India. But our initiative stopped at producing the sheets and selling it to the agents. I think that is the thing, and beyond that, we are not reaching anywhere. So how we can move ahead in that, and how a banker can help, and how we can lead to the prosperity of the rubber growers in Tripura. That should be the major endeavor from the banker's perspective. That is what I feel. And then let me state that basically rubber is the only crop which is giving the money to the people or farmers in Tripura. That is what is happening as on date. That is what I feel. Because all other things which are happening in Tripura in the cropping patterns or any horticulture sector, it is not providing steady income to the farmers, and that is the major concern for economy as well as the banker's perspective. And then in that sense also, from banker's perspective also, I will say that financial system is quite efficient here, but even then I don't know what is the policy, because I am told that we have introduced a system called EKCC. We are introducing it, means in the sense you must have heard about UPI. You are all doing the payments through UPI. So likewise now we are going to do it in the mode called UELI. UPI is payment interface. Now we are moving towards UELI. Means what all these microfinance institutions are doing, that will be same implemented through UELI. UELI is a simple method where a KCC will be issued to a farmer or an entrepreneur. It is already happening. All his data pertaining to his Aadhaar, bank linkage, everything will be linked to that. Then whichever land records he has, that will also will link to that. And whatever is his requirement, he will not be required to go to a bank branch there. Once initial data is fed into the system, he goes to a branch, he applies for it, and he gets EKCC. And through that EKCC, once he applies, his land record will be automated. There is an institution called RBIH, Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. It is based in Hyderabad. It has the central land registry of entire country, which Tripura is one of the states where land records have been digitized to the level of 70 to 80%. Some, I don't know, so some of the tribal districts or some of the remote areas, it may not have been digitized, but almost 80% land records are. So once this, the farmer will go to a bank, he will just sit with the banker, he will feed in his data. So once he will get, if he gives the Aadhaar card, and it will be, anyway Aadhaar is now phone linked, so he will give that OTP to the banker, not to the, he will have to do it on his own basically, but that will be verified. And automatically his land record, whichever, means I don't know what about forest rubber board, PCC of chief is here. So sir, ये जो हम पट्टा देते हैं इन लोगों को, तो उसका कोई रिकॉर्ड है डिजिटल वैसे कि हर कितने लोगों को जो 1 लाख हेक्टेयर जो हमारा है, so how we are doing it to the farmers, means what is the land record, because if somebody wants to avail some credit for that purpose, so how we, means if the land record is available, at least for lease purpose, you must be giving some record to him. So that is the problem we are facing here. In some of the places, it is not demarcated. So we'll have to find out a way, because once we get into this stage mode,
they are not identified. This location wise, this is your plot. That reason they are claiming land of it is a plot. They are claiming it is not plot. And both plot are there. We are unable to utilize. Because the land says this, plot says this.
yes, basically that may be the issue, but at least in the again I was looking at it last year also. We said that plantation is a big means in the sense that it requires about 7 years for the you get the that what do you call it rubber material from the tree. So no banker will be ready to give any loan for 7 years moratorium. So how we are going to do that? So that will have to be seen. So there was one suggestion from my side, at least again I will request CI that have an internal meeting with the bankers, with SLBC and with the Department of Rubber Board and the Forest Department, wherein we can sit together and discuss how these farmers can be credited, they can be linked with the banks in order to get some finance. Because 7 years for any industry, because any project period will not go beyond 5 to 7 years. And then the bankers will not be ready to give any loan for a period of giving a moratorium of 3 to 5 years. So how we can link that systems? I have some suggestions here, how we can do it, that we'll have to sit together and discuss. We can have an internal meeting and we can think on that, how we can do it. That way many issues are there, I know, but I will not be speaking in detail. You people are aware of it, you are experts in that. Is low value addition limited, means this is pertaining to Tripura, what is what I was saying, means we have very low value addition, then limited local processing, then we have very limited industrial base, then we have very weak market linkages, and then logistic cost is very high for Tripura, transportation cost is much higher. Then we have to depend on the mainland markets. Then we have inadequate access to the value chain finance for MSMEs. Then we have slow infrastructure. Then they have to face some financial losses, and then they have to definitely depend on the middlemen and limited collective. All these things are happening. So how we can do into that? How we can think of this? All those things. So first thing is that I was thinking about how we can do one KCC, because at least what I was seeing means what data was provided to us by the rubber board last year, that if you are also going in for rubber financing, for the first year cost is something like 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs, something like it, that is happening. Means that 7 years period that breakup was given to me, that data also I have. So how we can finance these things, that will have to be seen. That's why I said we can sit with all the concerned people, bankers and SLBC, and we can think how we can finance the farmers for the first year or second year itself. Then we have some models, last year also we were discussing about, we have 30 to 40,000 hectares where the plantation has become very old and that needs to be replaced in Tripura. That is what I heard last year. So how we can, because entire plantation will not be replaced in one go. So I think that phase wise we can do it, and therein at least for farmer, if he is thinking that he can cut down his 1 kani or 2 kani of land and he can go in for the new plantation, therein we can provide some support. That way we can do that. That also can be done under KCC mode. Then financing for smoke houses, I was just talking to the SBI person here, wherein we can go in for financing the smoke houses or something. Then on all these people, most of the people are tribal people. So how we can provide the financial center for financial literacy? They are there in all the 58 blocks of the state, and therein they are providing all these financial inclusion services to the people. How we can link this rubber boards with the financial literacy centers that we can visit, various type of services can be given, and we can have a good linkages because we can organize credit camps to that level. As a NABARD, this year we have experimented one clusters, means not for the rubber purpose, but in the agri-allied sectors we have experimented something like in there is a cluster called Atharvala in Gomti district. We have selected 75 families in a cluster and we are providing piggery to entire cluster. Means all 75 families in that clusters are given the piggery cluster and we are going to develop into a business model. So likewise, if we can develop something for rubber also, sir, PCCF chief is here, rubber people are here. We can sit together and we can discuss how we can develop a cluster for a separate activity or something like that, or small activity which can be initiated and which will be giving a sustainable income to the rubber growers. That we can think about. Then other things are also there. We can this. We have also initiated group lending. There is a system. You must have heard about the SHGs. How the SHGs are doing a good job. And this year we have disbursed about 600 crores to the SHG. But rubber people where they don't have the lands and they are working in that, there is another model called JLGs, joint liability groups. So these type of model can be developed where in a farmer or a rubber grower, he can get finance from the banks. What we have done again in the North Tripura, where these type of where land records are not available, we have formed the JLGs, and in that JLGs we are providing. We are again experimenting one more thing. Baby corn in the north Unakoti district, wherein all these 50 or 100 families we have clubbed together and we are providing some finance. We are tied up with the industry and they will be growing baby corn in that. And these all farmers who don't have the land records, we have formed them into JLGs and these are being financed by the banks. And wherein the farmer gets a loan of about 50,000 to 70,000 per farmer. And these 4 or 5 farmers come together, that is called a joint liability group or a model. This can be financed in that way. So these types of JLGs also can be formed for the rubber growers or the farmers and we can help them to grow for us. So what we can do in that, that is some things I will propose. One thing is that, again you must have heard about the r.p.s. I am sure that you must have a farmer producing organizations we are promoting through NABARD, and in the national level also there is a scheme called the Central Scheme for Producing r.p.s, and 10,000 r.p.s have been formed under the central schemes. Here in Tripura, NABARD has promoted 9 r.p.s and they are working in various sectors and they are working well in that. So can we think of formation of some farmer producing cooperatives in the rubber mode also? That also can be thought of. We can sit together, we can see that how these, our collective of farmers can come together. They can be financed for going in for, initially we can start with the formation of a group and then we can form a cooperative and then we can think of doing something because other constraints which I said earlier, this can be overcome by formation of a cooperative. So again, in that case, we can again sit together with the rubber board or other wherever things are happening, so that farmers can come together and this collective will help the farmers in go in the big way. Because if you look at sir is from Kerala and if you can see the models working over there, everything, rubber, not only rubber, spices, all horticulture crops, they have the cooperatives and they are doing very good in that. Even banana chips, jackfruit, all things are other things I am not speaking here today because we have scope for other things. Pineapple, jackfruit, everything there is a scope for Tripura. But the collectives are not there. So we can think of some collectives in the rubber also. Then we can definitely NABARD can help rubber board, but like sir was saying, they have enough money also, but NABARD can also help out in providing the trainings to them because quality of rubber or the processing of rubber is not happening in the way which should happen. But I was just looking outside, there are different qualities of rubber also. White, he was explaining to me, that is used for tires of aeroplane and then likewise the quality deteriorates. I don't think we are able to produce that quality sheet here in Tripura. So how we can help the farmers to that good agricultural practices which we follow in the horticultural crops, and this also can be taught to the new generation and even to the generation which requires much quality produce of rubber in that case. So that therein NABARD can help out, and we can think of joint sessions, or we can help out. Then another important thing which I feel can happen in Tripura is that integrated farming. Integrated farming, because if you going for the new plantations, then initially first or second year the tree will not grow high. Wherein, like again we have experimented one in North Tripura, as I was told, sir, Kerala model we picked it up here. Arecanut trees are abundant here. And therein we were told that even black pepper can be grown as a side activity along with the arecanuts. And therein we have taken up a proposal where farmers grows the black pepper along with the arecanuts. So likewise, if you can think of models or something initiative or no innovative things can happen in the rubber also, we can think of that. And integrated farming has been a good thing. Along with the rubber, it has a fish pond or something like that. So it will give some sustainable income to the farmers also. That also we can think about it. About post-harvest and value addition units, I think what we were thinking earlier, that FPCs, if they are, because as an individual, no farmer will be able to do that. And anyway, that allocation will not be in a big numbers. So if this formation of FPC takes place, and the cluster of farmers come together, and if they are able to collect it in a big manner, and then that post-harvest and this value addition units can be formed, and they can help them to, rather than just selling the seeds to the middleman and just passing it on. I know they are happy with that, even if they are getting 180 or 190 rupees per kg, they are happy with that. Because in 2 years the cost has gone from 130 to 180, so almost 40-50% hike is there. But even if these collectives are formed, wherein we can put them together, 100 or 200 farmers, they come together and they start some activity, so that will help them in a big way. That is what I feel. Then there are many things, I don't think there is, but I will suggest again CII and Rupa ma'am also, we can sit together, we can think of many initiatives, and all these things I think we can sit with the bankers also. We have only one banker here, we should have called the SLPC also now. We could have also called SIDBI, because they are also into this. Yeah, that is a great concern, because I am also spending 2 hours here, that for me also I have a lot of work there. Yeah, but next time you ensure that few major bankers, TGB, SBI is here, PNB, and the other bankers and SIDBI also can be here, that we can sit together and we can discuss. And again, we can have a separate session on that. That way it will happen. So, solutions, I think some of the solutions for rubber plantation, we can have a monitoring system also, because I don't know which are the areas which are going good, which are going bad, where the senile plantation is there. So that mapping also will have to be done, sir. I think we will have to take some survey. I don't know whether Shadi Sahab has done something on that or not. So that type of survey, and which are the areas we can look into that, and where we can plant more trees, or where the senile trees are there which can be removed and which new plantation can come up, and where the quality of rubber is good, or where quality of rubber is not that good, that also can be mapped. And this can be done through GI tagging. I suppose I can see even area wise tagging can be done. That will help in a bigger way. Now world is moving toward digitalization, and we need to get the data on the real-time basis, rather than getting the physical formats and all those things. If you are going for GI tagging, that will help in a big way. Not only GI tagging is a far off, because it involves cost also. I don't know, but I think the rubber board will be in a position to do that in a better manner. Then intercrop products also we can develop, that can be done. Then like I said, that community-based replanting mechanization hubs can be held. That also we can also do. These are some of the suggestions from my banker's side, and I think we can again sit together. We can do so many things together. And any help is required from NABARD, we are ready to support. I wish CII very all the best for conducting this conclave, and very again thank you and good morning to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kopni sir. Usually we go to the banks with a mindset of customer, and we are focused on the perspective of customers. For the first time, we have a chance to know about the banker's perspective. Kopni sir, CI के लिए एक ताली तो बनता है. And sir has very rightly said, we can again sit together and the stakeholders, ma'am already has noted down, so in future we will be sitting together to find new solutions. And sir has popped up some very pertinent points, some of you of those were addressed by Agarwal sir. And now may I request Shri Praveen L. Agarwal sir, IFS, is the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, Department of Forest and Managing Director, Chief DPC. May I request Agarwal sir for his special address. Sir, we have so many things we want to know, and you are the best person to tell us.
Good morning. Sri Vasant Mission from our board executive group. Sri Anil, General Manager NABARD. Ravi, Co-Chair CII Tripura State Council. All the stakeholders in the whole sector, corporation, KPTC, PRPC, many private sector operations in lower sector, everyone including CII. Good morning to you all. Let me start with, I am not the expert in rubber wood sector. I am expert in some other wood sector, but not in rubber wood sector. Okay. Recently, I have been given the charge of Managing Director of Tripura Forest Development Plantation Corporation, and it is the first time I am working in the rubber wood sector. Before that also I worked in the road sector. During my tenure as a director industries in 2015, because rubber wood is being looked after by industry department in the present scenario. So at that time also I have some chance to work in the rubber wood, but now I have to involve completely because I am looking after one of the biggest corporations in the state. Otherwise also in the rubber sector also. Let me give you some brief, I have prepared some points I want to discuss. As you know, rubber wood was introduced in the Tripura in 1963 by the forest department itself. Long back, we just bringing some plants from the Kerala, just to check whether this Tripura can produce the rubber wood. And our journey started in 1963 with very minimal area to this 2026, where at present we have almost 15% of our land is being covered with the rubber wood. And this is very commendable achievement by the Tripura government as a whole. And it plays very important role in the development of Tripura's economy. Now it is also called white gold in Tripura and one of the main economic pillar of the state. So that point I want to highlight. And we have started this journey in 1963. Then in 76 we have formed one corporation, Tripura Forest Development Plantation Corporation, where government has given earmarks some area about 8,000-9,000 hectares and handed over forest area at that time, because at that time Forest Conservation Act was not there, handed over to the corporation to manage this rubber in this area. And they have managed. Yesterday only we have completed 50 years of the corporation. And that corporation plays very important role in the entire rubber sector of the state. As far as industry is concerned, industry department activities concerned, or state government activities concerned, we are also started promoting the industry uses of the rubber. Not only farming latex and selling the sheets, but we have also tried to promote the industries. We have promoted the theme park, rubber park was there. Then we have incentive schemes are there. If someone want to start industry based on the rubber. Then we have incentive program also. We have declared it as a priority sector, and we have done so many meet investors meet also. So we are continuously working as a state government. I am talking. We are continuously working for the development of the industry sector, and we are at certain level that we have very good factories are also there. Like DS Rubber is there, and then so many Silex factories and so many other factories are also there. Even CM's rubber mission also plays very important role in the development of this rubber mission in last maybe last 5 to 10 years, and it really helps in expanding the rubber substantially. If you see last 10 years performance, we will see it is very substantially increased this extent in terms of it. And obviously, rubber board is playing the main catalyst in development of this sector since long, almost since it formed. And their subsidy program is very impressive because a few days before during some period they were stopping the subsidy and rubber plantation expansion reduced at that time because people wanted the subsidy program, and that really helps. These are the all we are continuously as a state and as institutions and as a board and corporations and everything. We are working for the development of our sector, and we are continuously working on it. And but there are some issues. That issue need to be discussed, analyzed, and we need to in introspect. One of the main issues is productivity. Why the productivity of our, I usually say, why the productivity of rubber in the state is much lower than the national average? That we need to analyze and what can we do? That some research may be required for that. So that productivity is very important. So I request the rubber board officials to look into it and please find this reason or why our productivity is less compared to others. Because we are increasing because if productivity is high, in lowering also we can increase the production. Because our purpose, main purpose is to increase the production. So that should be looked after because productivity is very less. Second main problem which it found, in spite of having so much rubber production in the latest production of rubber production in the state, we are unable to invite big industries like for plantation to product. We are unable to develop the products. Product only the हमारे पास we are unable to have a simple user final use rubber product water maybe. We are unable to have this maybe tire, maybe bicycle tire, maybe sleepers. We are unable to have a final product in Tripura made up of from the rubber root. That is very important. That is second key I can say why we are unable to develop the products. Third is price. I have just few minutes before I was discussing with you that our people are not getting the price which they are supposed to get. Huge difference are there. Almost if you see percentage terms, almost 10 to 15% price difference is there. What is the price at the Kottayam and what is the price at Tripura? And that makes a lot of difference. 10% is generally income of the many industries. Their production cost 90, they are selling at 100. But their price difference is 10% almost. That needs to be bigger. How to bring up that is required to be taken, that required to be analyzed and that is required to be studied. Because that makes a lot of difference. Our people, the next because of that, our people are getting the less prices. And people are getting the less prices, then they may not continue to have the interest which they are showing at present. Because there are many competitive jobs are coming. There are many competitive jobs are being discussed nowadays. If you know, in recent budget announcement, Honorable Finance Minister has announced of special support to high value plantation crops. And there is a series of discussions going on in Ministry of Agriculture. I have been to that series of they are now discussing promotion of sandalwood, they are discussing promotion of other wood, they are discussing promotion of other tea-based plantation crops which are very high value, including akhroad, including almond, including apple, maybe. These are the crops which is very high value. So, and in Tripura also there are onset of this oil palm license. People are promoting, people are talking about the sandalwood also in Tripura. Maybe Karnataka can have the sandalwood, why not Tripura can have the sandalwood? So, in competition you have to be, if you have to be remain because land resources are limited, and you have to have the you have to have your you have to exist in that land resources, because if some lands are already over almost 35 years, 40 years, they have to cut it. They may think, the farmer may think, okay, now I have taken the complete one tenure, now let us start some other species. Because if productivity is increased, the price is good, then they may not consider it, but that is very important. How this productivity and price can be calculated so that we can keep on competition. These are some of the issues which I think. And one important point which I want to say, everyone, that after plantation is over, then food is what is cut, that rubber wood is cut, and that rubber wood also have a lot of demand nowadays. So many industries are approaching in the state, like for private industries, for chemical industries, etc. And for that purposes, we try to know how much rubber wood is available for coming with 5 years, 10 years. We have a detailed discussion with the Joint Rubber Commissioner. I request the Joint Rubber Commissioner and Rubber Board to again work out the policy or an estimate how much wood is available, because that should be practical, that should be because based on that we are going to issue the licenses for this new industry. And if figures are less from your side, from rubber wood side, we don't have cyanide plantation. That plantation is not available. That much wood is not available. Then how can we permit the? But one point is, I'm telling you, one thing which we, being a policy maker, उनसे ज़्यादा लोगों को पता होता है, industries को पता होता है. I can give you example. So many industries are coming. Plywood industries are coming. They are ready to invest in crores. Do you think they don't have information? They have much more information than us. We are stuck up with our official decorum. That's why we are unable to do the right figure to the before the authorities. But they have more information. The information is very correct. Small example I'm giving you. जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम आने वाला होता है, आपको शेयर मार्केट पहले बता देता है कि प्रॉब्लम आने वाला है. कोरोना के टाइम में शेयर मार्केट ने पहले बता दिया था प्रॉब्लम आने वाला है. 22 मार्च के दिन लॉकडाउन हुआ, उस दिन से मार्केट ऊपर बढ़ेगा. They know they are the industries and businessman knows much better than what we know officially. So in the same way I'm telling you, the industry, even private people are things, they are continuously coming here and asking for the permission for the private industry. It means we have sufficient rubber wood trees which are going to be cut in short period, and that's why I'm again requesting we should look into this agreement. And my last point, obviously being a forester, it is my duty to talk about the environmental aspect of the I have discussed what is the total target, of the rubber wood in the state or what. So generally rubber wood people are saying to me, we have almost इतना rubber wood के लायक इतनी जमीन हमारे पास है, मतलब suitable land for the rubber wood is this much, some 3 lakh hectare or 3.5 lakh hectare. That is not the correct estimate. I request my friend from the rubber wood director, if you please have a study, independent study, how much is the hectare, we can have 8 lakh hectare, I don't know, but come up with a figure by independent agency. They will not only monitor the land suitable for the rubber, they will also look into the environment aspect of the rubber. We कितना रहेगा sustainable रहेगा that can be managed. Because ऐसा ना हो जाए कि because हम 1.5 लाख से 2 लाख, 2 लाख से 2.5 लाख करते, 3 लाख 5 लाख करते हम हमारा entire forest area और entire forest biodiversity area and our entire मतलब जो basic था forest का bamboo etc सब खत्म कर रहे हैं. That should not be the case. So you should always, that is my request to the board. Whenever you are working for the development of a particular sector, you should try to develop that sector on your own, not by destroying other sector. That is my main point. That by destroying other sector, तो अपना study कीजिए. और एक figure लाइए. सब 2 लाख हेक्टेयर तक अगर आप plantation कर लेंगे, आप क्यों भी मैं नहीं करूँ. That will sustainable. After that, we are not going to encourage, and we are not going to use subsidy also. That should be your point also. उसके बाद हम नहीं करेंगे. That is my personal opinion. It is not official opinion. That is my request. You cannot come 3 lakh. 3.5 लाख क्यों भी बोलना बताइए. आज तक हम अलाउ करेंगे, उसके बाद हम थोड़ा रुकेंगे. That is my very honest request to the board to have independent study by deploying some experts who should have also environmental background. Another important point: what is the impact of that should also be in that study. What is the impact of rubber on the water availability? Because it is a water thirsty plant, it requires lot of water. तो इस पे क्या impact पड़ेगा? हमारे stream पे क्या impact पड़ेगा? और last one important कि भी जो इसका जो effluent निकलता है, जो भी industry से निकलता है, जो हमारे r.p.s से निकलता है, जहाँ जो भी इसका processing plant है, whether there is a water effluent plant is not available there, that should also be taken care of. While finalizing entire your this study on the availability of the sector. So being a MP of the corporation, I am also in lineup to promote the rubber sector sustainably. We are definitely going to try our best to develop the rubber sector, just like we are developing in Sansi Stall since last 50-60 years. And I hope all of you, I will get the support from all of you for this activity. And that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So these are the special entries by Chief Praveen Agartala also. And as a PCCF, he has expressed his great concern about the sustainability, the environment. Thank you very much, sir, for your clarity of thoughts, the way you have expressed your views and concern. I hope it will be an eye-opener for everyone present in this auditorium. Thank you very much, sir, once again. Now we have a very special person, the guest of honor this morning, Sri M. Vasan Jason, sir, IRS, is the Executive Director, Rubber Board. Sir, it's a privilege to request you to come over the mic. I'm waiting for your valuable insights and ideas to be shared.
Respected Shri Agartala Tripura, Shri r.p.s General Manager, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, Office Bearers of CAA, eminent panelist who is going to discuss on various chapters today afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the growers, the rubber stakeholders, good morning to all of you. So, because my earlier speakers, both the speakers, Mr. Anil and Shri Praveen sir, have given very valuable thoughts, very valuable thoughts. I'm really happy that after Kerala, one state is giving this much interest and thinking indeed how to develop overall rubber sector here. We are really happy because we have initiated many things earlier itself, and certain things we are stuck up, and certain things we need more collaboration either with the bank banks or from the policymakers or the state government or all. So this is an opportunity for the rubber board to explain the initiatives and what are the status and how to go about further to understand each other and to explore the advantage of both the sides. It's really important, and I really appreciate the CAA Northeast for giving this opportunity for the rubber board and the policymakers and the stakeholders and the bank managers. This very important platform. First of all, I like to touch upon certain points which have been raised by Mr. Anil. Because I'm not very clear about the land record issue. I know the issue, the land record issue here, but I'm not very clear from the state government point of view. But from the rubber board point of view, especially the indoor, the indoor project is actually the collaborative project of tire industry as well as the rubber board. Tire industry is actually the financial partner and rubber board is implementing it. It is 2 lakh hectare is envisaged, and up to last year 1.8 lakh hectare has been covered, and in 60,000 hectare around, okay, 60,000 hectare has been done. That is actually the new plantations basically. When we expand, we depend on the revenue records, and wherever the forest department mentioning is a reserve area, we are not expanding it. Absolutely, we are not expanding it. And that normally, we could see that normally these are the bloom cultivated area or the vacant area, the growers actually coming forward and fulfilling this. It is not actually the forest area, and they are cutting down and changing to the rubber. I have never seen that. Certain issues have come. If I remember correctly, in the state of Assam, in the Golpara issue, and in one particular place in the Wilco, here and there, between the forest department and the rubber board, whether it is a reserve forest or all these things, but it is very, very minimal. Wherever the forest department is actually highlighting that, and we are very conscious about it, and we are not actually expecting it. That is one thing. And then Sir has mentioned about the 7-year immature period, and then how the banks can give 7 years moratorium, no one can give. It is absolute problem. But as he rightly pointed out, we may have to sit together and discuss. See, here there is a lot of advantage for the rubber plantations, at least up to 5 years. Up to 5 years, a lot of intercrops are actually suggested. Here in Tripura, the intercrop is actually, I'm not sure it is very much prevalent, but in Kerala, a lot of intercrops are prevalent. But the recommendations for the intercrop in Tripura, even in Northeast, actually there for the rubber research centers here. Even now also for the last 1 year, more than 1 year, in the rubber research station in Taranagar, we are actually doing trial the millet intercrops. It is coming very well, especially the ragi and foxtail and all, it is coming very well. And normally we suggest the intercrops like pineapple, turmeric, ginger, many other crops. Of course, we have to see certain other aspects also. For example, if it is a forest area, we may not actually suggest the banana because the elephant will come and approve this rubber also. And the tapioca, then this wild boar is really coming and uprooting that. So these are all the environment, but though it is recommended along with the intercrop of rubber, but the other things also to be seen. But I could see that the potential is there for intercrops between 3 to 5 years. So the banks can actually think of based on the intercrop and this thing at least up to 3 to 5 years. And then of course the central government, state government also can think of a kind of guarantee, the government back guarantee, all these things. Of course we have to sit together and find out their way outs. And I request the concerned authorities, I don't know whether they are there, the pineapple, the queen pineapple of Tripura is getting a lot of attention internationally. But what are the issues with the intercrop, or we are, if you are able to connect between the market as well as the producer, then there is a possibility of queen pineapple with the intercrop and rubber. So like that we can actually, the region specific intercrops can be thought of and decided. And the replantation, so actually replantation is very, very crucial. Senile, we are actually telling after 30 or 35 years of life of rubber, it becomes senile. Senile means it is not that it will not give any latex, that is rubber milk at all. It is not like that. The productivity will reduce, maybe 50%, 40% will reduce. Say for example, instead of 1300 kg per hectare, it may come down to 600 kg, 700 kg per hectare. This is the thing. So, the dilemma for the grower is that if they cut, the wood price is there, the timber price is there, very good, then they cut and go for it. Because the next 7 years, if they go for the rubber plantation, replantation in the same, next 7 years, they may not get the, even that 600 kg per hectare revenue also. So this is the thing actually they are actually planning. So this is where we have to come up with the schemes. And whatever the block plantation, since it is actually this more than 30-35 years, that period is there. If we know that how many hectares have been expanded under the block plantation and which year. So we come to know what are the areas are actually senile. It is not that one particular hectare, half of the hectare is senile, half of the hectare is not senile. It is not like that. So it is easy for demarcating which is senile or which is not senile. It is not actually complicated. And one more thing which Praveen sir has highlighted, we have to expand very consciously. Of course, sir, we are also in the same platform and I am very happy that we have migrated. But the thing is that, sir, the subsidy, the scheme from the government of India comes along with the physical target. It is very, very minimum I will say. Even for 5 years together, if for say northeast itself, maybe 10,000 hectares or 15,000 hectares, 5 years together I am saying. Because of this Atma project funded by this thing, this 2 lakh hectares has come and out of that 60,000 hectares has come to Tripura. Otherwise, the government scheme comes along with the physical target, and then in that physical target also we are fixing the scheme rule, that is up to 2 hectares only BQ or up to 1 hectare only BQ. It is not that, for example, I am having one grower is having 15 hectares. We will not give 15 hectare subsidy to him. It is not that we cannot give. We will not give also, because the welfare schemes actually designed based on availability of fund, and it's only for the marginal growers. So that type of thing will not be there. But at the same time, sir, we are having the remote sensing division under the Rubber Research Institute of India, and the existing rubber plantations, that is more than 3 years old rubber plantations, are actually we are doing the land zonation, this thing, satellite based, and then we are having that. And as rightly suggested by sir, actually we will try to have the total available feasible land and how to go about all these things. Certainly we will keep it in mind, sir. And then the productivity, sir, actually, of course, there is a difference between the non-traditional area and traditional area productivity. If I remember correctly, my officers can correct me. It is just less than 1,300 kg per hectare in the non-traditional area. It is 1,500 kg per hectare plus, little above in the traditional area. This is a difference, okay? But this is the average. Between traditional and non-traditional, because of the agroclimatic area, because of the weather condition itself, this difference is there. It is not because of other reasons. But whether the average yield everyone is getting or not, no. Because somebody may be getting only 1,100 kg, somebody may be getting 1,350 kg, 1,050 kg, that's a difference. So that actually we can bridge based on the tapping, good agriculture practices, and more than that, there is a concept of rain gardening which is very, very less prevalent in Tripura. Rain gardening is very less prevalent here. If you go for rain gardening, 50 number of tapping days you will be getting more. That means because of that you will be earning minimum 75,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Actually, sir, what it is, during the monsoon season, during the monsoon season, the latex is actually coming and collected in the cups. During the monsoon season, if they tap, then the rainwater will mix it in the cup, then the latex will go. So for that, the guarding that panel, we used to have that plastic rain. It's for guarding the rain. That's a plastic. Okay. We have the scheme at 12,000 rupees per hectare in Kerala. Here I have to check up my officers. But that will be very, very useful, sir, actually, for that. And sometimes even the tire industry used to support locally the CSR from very limited manner and all these things. And of course, as of now, the existing scheme is actually 4,000 rupees per hectare, the rain garden we are having. But of course, this particular coming March, the scheme is going to over. Of course, the government has to approve again. Maybe with a higher amount also. That is not yet approved so far. And agriculture practices, I like to highlight one thing, sir. The two things in the plantation management is very crucial. One is the rain garden, so that 50 days we will get more. And another is the preventive spraying for the diseases. Unfortunately, last year only we have noticed the diseases